Yeah,
I need to come
hey,
in and be like, ooh, Chola
cook up,
poppin'.
cook up, cook up.
I just need to say, like, ooh, Chola poppin'. Just like some relaxed shit.
Yeah, roll up, roll up.
I be up.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie though. The coaching situation, man, it's crazy. It's crazy right now. Cause you got literally like 59 coaches have been like fired or done stepped down and everything. Brian Callahan got released from the Titans back in October. Brian DeBall got released in November from the Giants. Raheem Morris from the Falcons. Stefanski ass finally gone from the fucking Browns. Pete Carroll from the Raiders. I think Pete Carroll just had a, you feel me, a one and done type of contract if I ain't mistaken. John Gannon from the Cardinals, John Harbaugh from the Ravens, and Mike McDaniel from the Dolphins. Hey, it's been going down, y'all. It's been going down. My bad, y'all. How rude of me. Welcome to just another session. You feel me? But just so caught up in NFL news and everything, just updates and all that, man. Just mind everywhere right now though. But really popped this conversation off proper though, them Patriots. How about them Patriots, y'all? Yeah, how about them Patriots? Everybody been talking that shit the past 3, 4 years, but yeah, we back. We definitely back, baby. Definitely back. Play Sunday. We got the 2 o'clock game against Houston. Which is gonna be it's gonna be tough. Houston's defense, yeah, they tough. They legit. You know, they got the Denver playing the Bills, which I hope. I don't really care, but I hope Denver really do pull it off. Just so you feel me, we can go put belt to goddamn it Houston's ass and get ready for the AFC Championship and run the tables on Denver since they want to give Denver the number 1 seed over us. I really want that matchup just to get that point across. Like, yeah, they regardless of the record, they shouldn't have been seated ahead of us, but it is what it is. I know not a lot of people expected the Patriots to be good this year, but I mean, shit, there's a lot of teams that's in the playoffs that I really didn't expect to be. You feel me? Well, I ain't gonna say didn't expect to be good. We didn't expect for them to have the season that they had, or are having. So, big shout out to them teams too, by the way. Big shout out. You know. Like I said, man, them Broncos play the Bills and everything. I hope the Broncos come out on top. My prediction actually is the Broncos to win. I'm giving it 27-24 Broncos. Then my Patriots and my Texans, I'm expecting my Patriots to come out on top. I'm giving that other one 31-24. 31-24. Or 37-30. I know it's a high score, but yeah, that's my prediction. Either way it go, I predict my Patriots to win. We going to the AFC. Whoever play in the AFC Championship, I predict that we win that, and then we go to the Super Bowl. As far as who we play in the Super Bowl, it's gonna be between Seattle, San Fran, Chicago, or LA. And to be real, shit, I really think Seattle finna run the table on everybody. I think Seattle finna, yeah, do the goddamn thing. And if not them, I hate to say it, I mean, they tough, but man, Chicago been looking cool. They've been looking smooth, especially with these fourth quarter comebacks, second half comebacks. Man, hey, y'all can't sleep on stuff like that, man. Them the game changers, as y'all seen this past week. You know what I mean? Especially with the Chicago and Green Bay game. Oh no. Green Bay was out there looking like Atlanta when Atlanta gave up that goddamn what was it 28-3 that 28-3 lead in the Super Bowl against the Patriots. Yeah, they was looking like them for a little minute. You know that shit crazy. That shit is crazy right there. But I definitely, yeah, I definitely got my Patriots, man. We definitely going to Super Bowl. And speaking of, you feel me, Super Bowl and everything, the MVP race. You know what I mean? I ain't taking nothing away from Matt Stafford. All right, Matt Stafford. You know what I mean? You bow. You doing your thing and all that. But we gotta, feel like people don't want to give Drake May the credit that he should be getting, or receiving, receiving. Blah, blah, blah. But but yeah, like it's a lot of. I know for sure it's a lot of Patriots haters, but it's a lot of Drake May haters. Like, you feel me? Y'all gotta give bro his props, man. He been balling like since from week 1 of preseason. We go do it like that. Week 1 of preseason to now. Drake May has been balling. And I was watching a little Cam Newton podcast, that Fourth and One podcast or whatnot, and he was talking he was going through like the quarterbacks and who are game changers and game managers. And yes, I agree. Drake May is definitely a game manager, which and like he said, man, ain't nothing wrong with being a game manager. You a quarterback who manages the game. You know what I mean? But I can say this though, and some of y'all might not agree though, but Drake May does have game changer qualities. You know, no, he's not a Lamar Jackson. He's not a Josh Allen or Patty Mahomes. But for what we see, he's been flipping that switch on and going off. It ain't not. It ain't. And it ain't just been all. It ain't just been the receivers balling or like that. Cause I mean, if we're gonna be real and we look at the stat book, the receivers really been. You feel me? Been evenly sharing receptions and targets. And just been getting what they get type shit. And as far as the running backs, you know what I mean? Ramondre, he doing his thing, but Travion Henderson, that boy, hey, I'm trying to tell you. Listen to what I'm telling you now. Listen to what I'm telling you now. Trying to tell you, them boys are serious. They serious out there, for sure, for sure, for sure. And I love it. As far as rookie of the year, uh, Travion, you ball, my brother. You was balling. But as far as like, what's your boy McMillan? Man, he been going crazy. I think they got the what's the other freshman? Miller was going crazy. Um, Jackson, Smith and Jigba. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He been going dummy. He been going dummy for real, for real. And really, I don't even think is he a rookie? Jackson Smith and Jigba, is he a rookie? Because if he a rookie, that's the guarantee lock in for rookie of the year. I ain't even gonna stunt. That's guaranteed. That's hands down. Because dude been going dummy. And shout out to Seattle too, because Seattle. Man, Seattle done had a hell of a year this year. Seattle been going stupid too. I gotta give them their props. It's a lot of teams they had decent seasons the past 2 3 years and everything, but I don't think nobody expected Seattle to come out the way that they came out. Nor did anybody expect Chicago to uh to have the season that they had, especially from starting with 0-2, 0-3, something like that in the season. Like they turned that around quick. They took that ass whooping from Detroit and turned the tables real quick. You feel me? But yeah, it's been going down, man. It's been going down. I think we might actually everybody want that the LA Rams and New England rematch, you know. But I really think it's gonna be Seattle and New England. And if not Seattle and New England, I think it's gonna be Seattle. I don't wanna say it though. But Seattle and motherfucking Buffalo. Fucking Buffalo, bro. And man, I hear the script talks and shit like that. but I don't believe it. I'm a firm believer in any given Sunday. You know, regardless of who playing who and what happens or who wins. It's at the end of the day, any given Sunday. Plan, plot, strategize, execute. Every team, every coach do it. But if the Bills just happen to win the fucking Super Bowl, I'm gonna be leaning towards the man. This shit scripted for Josh Allen, and I don't know why, but it's scripted for that man. Cause ain't no fucking way. They're not a. I ain't taking nothing away from Buffalo, but no, they're not a Super Bowl team. They're not a no. They're not that. Not this year, no. They ain't really shown me anything like that. They've been playing some good football. Don't get me wrong, but nah, definitely not that though. Definitely not that. I can't do it. Yeah, also got we got the college football national championship coming up Monday. Number one Indiana against number 10 Miami Hurricanes. The U. Who y'all got? Y'all got Indy, or y'all got Miami. Y'all got the U. Me personally, I'm running with Indiana. The reason why I say that is, don't get me wrong, Miami tough and everything, but Indiana is tough. It's no denying it. They're tough. That defense, and not that, and what's crazy, when you talk about Indiana, you hear a lot about Mendoza and this and that. Woo, woo, woo. You don't really hear or you hear something about the what's the linebacker? It's a linebacker for Indiana. They've been talking about and everything, but that whole defense, like from the DBs to the second level with the linebackers to the front three, four, the linemen, man, Indiana defense is tough. And the bigger question is, if Indiana win the Natty, let's say, if they win the Natty by three, even if they win the Natty by 2, 3 points or 1 point, will they be considered? Or will everybody look at them as one of the best teams in college football? Because you got to think, not too many teams done ran a perfect season, and they ain't took no L yet. And if they win the Natty, that's gonna put the stamp on a perfect season. Ain't no way we can't. You feel me? Especially was it 2020, 2019, the Joe Burrow LSU Tigers, that perfect season and everything, and now everybody consider that one of the best, teams in college football history from that year, and then of course the Alabamas from goddamn it, you might well say like '07, '08, '09 to goddamn it 18, 19, like the Nick Saban era. We're just gonna say the Nick Saban era. You feel me? Like they had some plenty goats, plenty goat teams, in college football history. But this Indiana team, I ain't gonna lie, they got it, man. One of the best football teams in college football history, man. I would like to see this team. Like if it was possible, I'd like to see this. I'm pretty sure it's possible, like video games or some shit or simulations. But in real life, I would like to see this team go up against like that that Bama squad that had Julio Jones and all them. Like, man. And don't get me wrong, I fully understand the Bama team now is not the Bama team then. Definitely not the Bama team then. But still though, you can't pull that card for all these other schools. Like, nah, these we gotta give props where it's due, man. They got some dogs, man. There's some dogs in college football for real. And truth be told, there's always been dogs in college football. Shit. I remember I was in school, Appalachian State. Appalachian State pulled that upset against what was it, Michigan, I think? I think it was Michigan, if I ain't mistaken. You feel me? Like it's dogs, bro. It's just dogs, bro. It's dogs, man. It's just dogs. But yeah, it's been, man. Football season been going good, man. It's been interesting. It's been entertaining, and I love it, and I love it. College football, you feel me, popping off and everything. We got the playoffs here and all that. Well, we got the Natty here now and all that. Next year, I think it's supposed to be proposing a 12-team playoff system. But man, they got to do better with the team selections. Cause I ain't gonna lie, some of them teams just shouldn't have. You feel me? They just shouldn't have been in there, motherfucker. Like for instance, fucking Texas Tech got blew out by Oregon 23 net. Like, okay, I ain't taking that from Texas Tech, but no, they was nah, and they got the 4 seed too. Nah, bro. I would have ran with Vandy. I ain't gonna lie. I would take my chances with Vandy on that one. Cause Vandy was man, Vandy. I'm trying to tell you. And they, of course, the Bama. We ain't gonna say the college football committee. We're gonna say the Bama committee, the SEC committee, because they are highly favorable of SEC teams, which is funny because they had what, one, two, three, three SEC teams, three SEC teams. They tried. They tried to be slick. They did three SEC teams, and three Big Ten teams. Then they did the Texas Tech is ACC, right? Or they may not be. I might be mistaken. But Miami is ACC, and they threw Miami and Texas Tech. I would say they might be big. It's Pac-12, Big 12, one of them. They one of them. But I see how they tried to. You feel me? Which is, you know what I mean. I understand the SEC and the Big Ten are the toughest conferences. In my opinion, the toughest conferences in college football. But you still can't take the ACC for granted because Clemson did get them one a couple times. And Miami's in the natty. Miami always been some dogs. I mean, and Georgia Tech. You seen Georgia Tech this year. Georgia Tech was man, it was tough. It was tough. Like these other conferences got some schools, even and it's crazy because like I understand the schedule that they play from their conference schedules that they play and everything, but y'all gotta understand it's still 4 games that are not conference games that they have to schedule and play, and they be playing some tough teams and winning. That be the thing. They be winning against these tough teams, and we want to just discredit like, man, they ain't da-da-da. Okay, they beat this tough team. Why not? Why wouldn't I want to see how they would match up against this tough team or this other tough team? Like it's like I scheduled James Madison and they turn around, they fuck around and beat Auburn, and they go, you feel me? We just hypothetically speaking, they beat Auburn, but they fucked around and lost to like Texas State, conference game. They lost to Texas State or some shit, so they finished the season 11-1, but they ranked number 10, number 11. Hell yeah, I'm gonna put their ass in the college football because nigga, at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck. God damn it, Texas State just you feel me had a good ass game plan when it came down to that game. But when they played Auburn, ain't no fucking excuse. Goddamn it, James Madison had a good ass game plan. They came out with that dub, and if they able to do that and beat an SEC team, a strong SEC team at that, then hell yeah, I'm finna goddamn it test it. Man, the record good, y'all ranking good, you in that motherfucker. Get up in there, let's see what y'all got. You feel me? But some of the schools, I ain't gonna lie, they play some, tough mediocre teams, and it's still like nah, can't put y'all. I understand who y'all beat, but who y'all beat wouldn't even compete with this team or this team or this team or this team, type shit. Whereas I got this school right here, and they beat this team, and this team will compete with all these teams that's in the playoffs. And they lost to this school, and that school can compete with all of these teams in the playoffs. So I'm gonna go with them because it's more competitive. It's a better matchup at the end of the day. It ain't no easy slate. So, that's just how I feel about all that. That's how I feel about that. The whole the transfer portal is going crazy too. I ain't gonna lie, if I ain't mistaken with my phone. That just so I can give y'all the accurate numbers, but I want to say it said uh, about 15,000 players in the transfer portal now. Hold on, hold on. I ain't mistaken. I want to say it says 15,000. How many players in the transfer portal? Okay, as of mid-January, this the AI overview. As of mid-January 2026, over 6,000 Division One college football players have entered the transfer portal. Deadline on the 16th. Yeah, see, it surpassed 6,000. They can't give an accurate number yet. Oh, hold on, here we go. There are 10,576 football players that have entered as of Wednesday morning, and this is updated 6 hours ago. You feel me? That's man, bro. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. It's like y'all not even in. I don't. I ain't gonna lie though. I want to interview a couple of college athletes that have entered the transfer portal and ask them what was your purpose or reason for, you feel me, entering the transfer portal. I honestly want to know because it's like if you think about it, bro, man, that's like if you a backup for a school, if you a backup for a school or whatever, and you didn't start this season or whatnot, but so like if I'm a quarterback and I'm like the second string or third string, the quarterback I'm behind is a senior or whatnot, and we have a season, we have a good ass season, down season, whatever the case may be, whatever the case may be, we just have our season or whatnot. I don't get no PT that season, but I know for sure my quarterback is leaving and either graduating or going into the league. I'm next man up. Why wouldn't I stay? Why wouldn't I stay? And then not even just that though. Not even just that though. 'Cause I'm just speaking on second of a backups. If I'm a starter, regardless of the season we had, if I'm a starter, why the fuck would I leave? Why? I don't get that at all. Now, I'll say this though. I understand it if there's like, complications or whatnot going on, you feel me, between, the player and the coaches or player and, other staff members, or the player and the other players or the player in the school. Like, I can understand if there's issues going on in those aspects. Yes, I understand, you feel me, why you hitting the transfer portal. But 10,000, it ain't 10,000 kids going through that shit. And I know a lot of people gonna be like, shit, how the fuck you know? Bruh, it ain't 10,000 college football players going through that shit, bruh. And it's starters, no. Backups, maybe. You know. I even say that I'll even say maybe for starters, but come on, bro. 10th, nah, they chasing. And then you got the NIL deals now. So it's like, you know, we not really chasing the sport anymore. We're chasing that bag. So if I was a bag up here and I ain't really getting nothing but the NIL money from the college football likeness, player likeness and everything. But if I go on and transfer over here and it's guaranteed I'm gonna get that 1.52 million, then I mean I'm into that portal. I'm into that portal. And it's like, damn, with me, I ain't even gonna stunt. I can't blame you. I'm 20, 21 years old. And you feel me, getting 1.5 million, play wild man. I'm transferring. The fuck? That's 1.5 million. You feel me? I'm 34 years old, y'all. At 21, I ain't even have, I ain't even have a quarter of a million. You feel me? Like I ain't even have a quarter of a million, bro. I'm not gonna, you feel me? Not even 20, 30% of that. Like, oh, bro. Or maybe 20%, 20, 30% of that. But y'all get what I'm saying. It's nah. Nah, bro. And I feel like and don't get me wrong, I see what they're trying to do and everything though, but y'all basically turn college football into the NFL's G League, basically. Now I ain't gonna lie, I had to do some more research to see because I'm not really sure how how the G League shit works as far as me players getting paid and all that. I don't know how that how that fully works or whatnot. I had to do my research on that though. But to be a college athlete, and keep in mind, the NBA G League is like players, amateurs slash semi-pro slash pros, trying to make they start, trying to make their way into the line, the actual professional teams roster. They're not, they're not college teams playing other college teams. They got college basketball for that. And damn, if I'm mistaken, shit, college basketball players getting ILs. So it's like, if I'm getting this bread in college, I'm pretty sure some of them don't really care if they, you feel me, make it to the real team or the G League team. They know shit. I'm playing on a professional level now. I was getting paid in college, and now I'm getting the same, you feel me, bread and you feel me, in the professional level. And it's like, bro, I feel like just me personally, I feel like that just fucks up the sport, bro. It messes the sport up. The transfer portal is, it's cool, but I also, it's bad for the athletes because I feel like I honestly think that a lot of athletes aren't transferring for legitimate reasons. They're transferring to either chase the NIL deal, the bag, or they're transferring to try to get on a winning team. Or even if like really that's it. Like ain't no other way to put it, bro. I feel like that's what the transfer portal is allowing. And it was already kind of iffy about the COVID year, so they getting the extra year, on top of that, and you know, so players playing 6, 7 years at schools, and it's like, nah, you know, y'all missing the game up. Well, I ain't gonna say y'all missing the game up. The game's still good. I love football, but y'all, as far as the athletes and everything, it was I say this like when we was in school playing high school ball, college ball, and everything, trying to get scholarships, make it to the next level and everything. It was a hunger thing, man. It was a competitive thing. You had to be hungry. You had to go out and work for that shit. Wasn't no often try to nah. You had to go out there and work for that shit, bro. And then when me coming up and everything, when I was coming up and all that, wasn't no transfer portal. If you was on that roster 1 year for one school and you transferred to another school, you had to sit out that transfer year. You had to wasn't no touching the field. Wasn't none of that. You had to sit out. You could not play that season for the simple fact that you played the last season at another school and made you ineligible. But that I think if I'm not mistaken, cause that's why a lot of players will transfer and then they're redshirt. That'll lock in, that year you don't play. That sit out with that redshirt sit out year will count as your sit out year, and you'll get that extra year on top of that. You feel me? So that's one thing I loved about, when I was coming up. But the transfer portal shit is just crazy. Like I could be a freshman, play at TSU, transfer, sophomore, play at Vanderbilt, transfer, junior, play at UT, transfer, senior, play at Ohio State. What? This seems this dude just played for 4 different schools in 4 different years. Like, what the hell? Like this shit, that's just my opinion. I just don't I don't fuck with the transfer portal. Why? Nah, I ain't even gonna sit here and lie to y'all. Nah, 'cause I feel like, especially, I ain't gonna lie. I thought this was the dumbest shit ever. Nico was it Amlieva, whatever the fuck his name is, transferred from UT to UCLA, and UCLA's quarterback transferred from UCLA to UT. So y'all basically just traded QBs, basically. Like that was just so. Oh, but it is. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. It is what it is, man. But it's good to see. It's good to see that the sport is actually, it's growing. It's going through its changes. It's going through its evolution and everything. And I like it. From just, they added the transfer portal and NIL to the college football and everything. So then the college football playoffs and all that. And then and we go, you feel me, below that and everything with the high school ball. High school ball getting more recognition and all that. Players is getting more, exposure to college coaches and college recruiters and all that. Um, and then even just you feel me, go below that from high school, middle school, and then the youth sports is getting, they're getting exposure to middle school and high school, coaches and recruiters, and getting exposure on social media and different platforms like YouTube and all that. Like the shit is growing. And flag football is actually a thing. Flag football has been a thing, but flag football is actually a legitimate sport now. Like they have professional flag football. Like the sport itself has grown and evolved, and I love it. I'm here for it. Here for it. Sure, for sure. Same with the basketball culture. You know, that shit, that shit's lovely, man. It's lovely, y'all. Very lovely. I like it. I like it a lot.